Break the board sports. Happy Wednesday. NBA on the hardwood. Click that like, hit subscribe. Got a huge slate, so let's hop right into it. First of all, to recap last night, had some leans for you. Obviously, the over in the Knicks Kings game did not get there, but the Wizards +7, they win outright. The Nets +8.5, they covered. Remember, I said I like the Nuggets plus the points, but Pistons to win. Both of those happened. And I said the 76ers. So it was a good night. Unfortunately, can't take credit for any of it in the win-loss column because I didn't give anything out in the NBA to any of the guys last night. But let's hop right into it. The Cleveland Cavaliers are now a 3-point favorite with the news of Evan Mobley being out for a while. 51% ticket count equaling 25% of the handles on the LA Lakers. 49% ticket count equaling 75% of the handle is laying it with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, 236.5 is our total. 55% of the ticket count, 63% of the handle going to the over. 45% ticket count, 37% of the handle to the under. Now, your injury report for tonight, nothing to report on the Lakers other than AR is still out. But DeAndre Hunter and Sam Merrill, they're going to go tonight for the Cavaliers. So Cavaliers still down Mobley and Garland, but getting Merrill and Hunter back, really, really huge for them tonight. The Lakers, 4-1, both straight up and ATS their last 5 games. What Luka's been doing has been absolutely incredible. Cleveland in their last 7 games, just as good, 6-1 straight up, 5-2 ATS. That Cleveland team that we thought would run through the Eastern Conference has really struggled this year, but as of late, they're starting to play better. Now, the over is cashed between these two teams when they match up 13 of the last 20 times. Cavaliers 4-2 against the spread their last 6 versus the LA Lakers. Lakers come in, both of these teams' records almost identical, same amount of wins, but the Cavs got 3 more losses. Cavs and Lakers have not met up yet this year. Now, the Lakers, again, back-to-back wins. They're on this long road trip. Cleveland, they've won 4 in a row, 6 of their last 7, as we discussed. So they've been playing much better basketball. This, I think, is a good opportunity for in-game betting. If I bet the game pre-flop, I would take the points plus the Lakers. But just to stay away from me, Chicago Bulls laying 2.5 on the road at the Indiana Pacers. 235.5 is our total now. Ticket count on the total is split 50-50. 74% of the tickets of the money going to the over. 26% of the money to the under. As far as that side, 60-40, both ticket count and money. 60% Bulls, 40% to the Indiana Pacers. Now, Chicago 4-1, both straight up and ATS over their last 5, but not so against the Pacers. The Bulls, when they face the Pacers, are just 1-5, both straight up and ATS the last 6. Pacers 1-4, though, straight up their last 5 and ATS. Now, Miller, game time decision. Jones is out tonight. Collins out tonight for the Bulls. Everybody back for the Pacers, obviously, except Toppin and Halliburton. But all those other guys, Methune and those guys have been battling injuries. They are back. When I look at this game again, it's a really tough number, really tough sell. Pacers 8-16 at home, but the Bulls are 8-13 on the road. They've played twice this year. The Pacers have won both matchups. November 29th, 103-101 in Indiana. December 5th, 120-105 in Chicago. The Pacers won that. Now, the Bulls, they lost to the Lakers their last time out. That stopped their 4-game winning streak. And Pacers come in their first game at home after a 5-game road trip where they went 1-4. For me, it would be Bulls money line or nothing in this game. I know the Pacers have beat them twice, but again, Bulls money line or nothing would be the way that I ended up going in this game. Orlando Magic at the Miami Heat. Now, the Miami Heat are laying 2.5. 228.5 is our total tonight. Bets on the total are 50-50, but the money is not. 71% of the money going to the under 228.5. 29% of the money to the over 228.5. Now, when you look at those sides, 45% of the ticket count equaling 56% of the handle is taking the 2.5 with the Orlando Magic. 55% ticket count, 44% of the handle on the Miami Heat. Now, your injury report, Wagner's the only one out, him and Castleton for the Magic, but they've been out for a while. Davion Mitchell for the Miami Heat. That's a big one for them. He is still questionable with that left shoulder sprain, so not sure if he's going to go. Hero is out tonight. And then Norman Powell, he's the big one. You got to watch lower back tightness. If Powell doesn't go, you got to take the Orlando Magic in this, but the line is telling me he's going to play. This is one of those ones, can't really do anything with it now. Got to wait closer till we get to game time, kind of see how it shakes out on the injury report. Orlando on the struggle bus, 1-4, both straight up in ATS over their last 5. And in their last 5 versus the Miami Heat, they're just 1-4 ATS as well. Now, Miami Heat, 6-3 against the spread their last 9 games, 4-2 straight up their last 6. Now, Orlando's played to the under as of late, 6 of their last 9, while Miami has been to the over 5 of their last 6 straight up and 5 of their last 7 at home. Again, it would be a wait and see approach for me on this one just to see how the line kind of worked itself out. Probably one of the, other than the Spurs Rockets, which we're going to end on, this Knicks Raptors game is the best game of the night, and it's starting to get some playoff implications. Now, the Raptors, you can still get them 19-1 to win the division. They're only a game back. They're laying 1.5 at home against the New York Knicks tonight. 221.5 is the total here in this game. When you look at it, the injury report, the Knicks, they're clean other than Mitchell Robinson. So we'll see how he goes. He played last night, so all indications are he's probably going to go again unless he wakes up and the ankle's really stiff on him. Now, the Raptors are getting 46% of the ticket count, 75% of the handle going their way. Knicks getting 54% of ticket count, 25% of the handle going their way. Now, that 221.5 total, listen to these numbers, totally flopped. So a lot of public versus sharp action in this, it looks like. 62% of the ticket count equaling 25% of the handle going to the over 221.5. 38% ticket count equaling 75% of the handle going to the under. Now, the Knicks over their last 20 games are just 6-14 against the spread. However, the New York Knicks have dominated the Toronto Raptors. They've covered 5 straight games, and the Knicks have beaten the Raptors in 10 straight. But this Raptors team has finally gotten healthy. They've finally gotten hot. When they got Barnes, Ingram, RJ Barrett out there, like they got dudes. Toronto 4-1 both straight up in ATS their last 5, but they are just 5-10 ATS their last 15 at home as far as total. Knicks have played to the under 5 straight, and head-to-head, these two teams have played to the under 4 their last 6. I'm going to get to the window tonight. Toronto Raptors, I'm not going to lay the 1.5, though. I'm going to lay 125 on the money line. I like the Toronto Raptors here tonight to get this done. Next game on the board, Charlotte Hornets laying 2.5 at the Memphis Grizzlies. 238.5 is our total. 57% of the ticket count, 28% of the handle going to the over. 43% ticket count, 72% of the handle to the under. Now, as far as the sides go, 68% of the tickets is equaling 71% of the money on the Charlotte Hornets, laying the 2.5, 32% ticket count, equaling 29% of the money going to the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, when you dive into this one, Charlotte 13-6 against the spread their last 19. They are 4-1 straight up their last 5. Memphis, they've struggled. 1-4 straight up their last 5. 4-9 ATS their last 13. But Memphis is 9-3 against the spread their last 12 meetings with the Charlotte Hornets. As far as totals go, 4 of the last 5 games for the Grizzlies have went over the total, and 6 of their last 7 against Charlotte have went over the total. Now, listen, Ty Jerome is out for the Grizzlies. Morant's still out. Pippen's still out. Edey out. Clark out. A lot of stuff going on. This Hornets team, remember I said, beginning of the year, we had them 30-plus wins is what we had on them at the beginning of the year for the Charlotte Hornets. That was a big bet for us. 30-plus wins, plus 250. Then we had 35-plus wins, plus 310. I'm just looking here at tracker because I got it all documented. Over 27.5 wins for the Hornets. We gave that out as a triple unit, minus 110. So all those in play. Hornets to make the playoffs, 6.5 to 1. So again, need a little pick me up. Going to double down on the Hornets tonight, minus 130 on the money line. I like the Hornets and the Raptors, both money line to get this thing done tonight. Too many injuries for the Grizzlies. Hornets playing better. Listen, I just talked about when the Raptors got Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and RJ Barrett together, they're a totally different team. When the Hornets can put LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, and Bridges out there all at the same time, they are a tough guard. You add Knippel to that. This Hornets team, I'm telling you, down the stretch, it's going to be fun to watch this team down here in the backstretch. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves are at the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the T-Wolves laying 6.5 on the road, 227.5 is the total. 42% ticket count, 19% of the handle going over, 58% ticket count, 81% of the handle going to the under. As far as those sides are concerned, Minnesota, 46% of bets, 43% of the handle are taking the T-Wolves laying the 6.5. 54% of ticket count, 57% of the handle is taking the money with the Dallas Mavericks. Now, Anthony Edwards tonight with the foot, he is still questionable whether he's going to go. So can't really make a bet till you see where that's going. Cooper Flagg, same thing. He's questionable. But just some trends for you as far as the game goes, so you have them in your back pocket. But again, going to have to watch the injury report here. Minnesota 3-6 against the spread their last 9. They are just 1-5 straight up their last 6. Now, Dallas has won 4 of their last 5 games and covered 4 of their last 5, and they've had success against the T-Wolves. The Dallas Mavericks are 8-4 against the spread their last 12 versus Minnesota. Dallas has played to the under 8 of their last 12. Minnesota's played to the under 4 of their last 6. Again, watch that injury report. No leans for me on this one as of now. Golden State Warriors laying 9.5 at the Utah Jazz. 239.5 is your total tonight in this one. 27% of the ticket count, 38% of the handle going to the over. 73% ticket count, 62% of the handle going to the under, 239.5. Now, a lot of love for the Jazz tonight. Only 29% of tickets and 30% of the handle are on the Golden State Warriors. And a lot of that has to do with Kuminga's out. And then when you look down through it, Cryer is questionable with the hamstring. Gary Payton, he is going to give it a go tonight. Draymond Green, he is going to give it a go for tonight. But the big one is in question is Steph Curry. Listed as probable. But listen, he's been banged up with that knee. When you look at the Jazz, Nurkic, he should be able to go tonight. He's been battling the illness, set out last night. Now you also got Keontae George. It looks like he's going to be back tonight. So Harkless and Niang would be the only ones out for the Jazz, catching 9.5. Look, I lean Jazz or nothing here, but just not some I think I'm going to get involved in. Golden State, 9-1 straight up their last 10 versus Utah, and they're 9-4 against the spread their last 13 against Utah. Utah just 1-7 their last 8 games are the Jazz straight up. And the Jazz are just 1-4 ATS their last 5 at home, and they're 1-4 ATS their last 5 at home versus the Golden State Warriors. Just going to take a pass again. I lean Jazz plus 9.5, but just none I want to get into. Last game of the night, the best one, Wemby versus Durant, the Battle of Texas, Spurs at Rockets. Again, click that like, hit subscribe, go to breaktheboardsports.com. Promo code NFL50, all caps, that get you half off your first month. If we're not up a minimum 5 units at the end of your first month, you get the following 2 months for free. Spurs at the Rockets. Now, the Rockets are a 2.5 to 3 point favorite, depending on where you shop. So if you like the Rockets, grab the 2.5. If you like the Spurs, grab the 3. 54% ticket count equaling 66% of the handle is on the Spurs. 46% ticket count equaling 34% of the handle is on the Houston Rockets. Now, your total, 220.5. Again, very public action on the over. 70% of bets only equaling 38% of the money, as to where 30% of bets equaling 62% of the money is on the under. Now, the Spurs, they're just 1-4 against the spread their last 5. But listen, Houston is no bargain ATS. They're 3-10 against the spread their last 13. However, Spurs 4-2 straight up their last 6. Rockets 5-1 straight up their last 6. The Spurs have really struggled against the Rockets, guys. 1-4 against the spread their last 5 versus the Houston Rockets. On top of that, if you look at their meetings this year, now the Spurs come in 31-16, 14-9 on the road. Rockets 28-16, 16-3 at home. Spurs second in the West, Rockets fourth in the West. They've played twice this year. Back November 7th in San Antonio, Spurs won that 121-110. But then in Houston, just 8 days ago, Rockets won that one 111-106. No injuries really to speak of other than Adams for the Rockets. So both of these teams going to have their best shot. Now, the Spurs coming off of a bad loss to the Pelicans 3 nights ago, 104-95. 2 nights ago, Rockets won. Again, they've won 5 of their last 6. So starting to heat back up again is Houston. The under has cashed 12 of the last 13 games for the Spurs, and 6 of the last 7 for the Rockets have went under the total. I would lean under the total as well in this, but I also like the San Antonio Spurs +3. They would be probably my third best bet on the board. If I'm ranking them, I like Raptors money line. I like Charlotte Hornets money line. I like the Bulls money line. I like the Spurs +3, Lakers +3. But again, go to breaktheboardsports.com, promo code NFL50 to get all the plays, every sport. RJ Cash, Break the Board Sports, giving you stats, trends, information to help you with your handicap. Whether you fade or follow, hope you guys win your bets. God bless and happy handicap.